If you're over 60, there's something you need to know. Every morning, millions of seniors start their day with a simple routine: a cup of coffee, a glass of juice, maybe even skipping that first drink entirely. But what if I told you that just one wrong choice during those first 15 minutes could quietly triple your stroke risk? I've spent over 30 years treating stroke survivors, and believe me, the most dangerous strokes aren't always caused by high blood pressure or family history. They're often caused by silent mistakes, the kind hiding in plain sight. The most common? What you drink or don't drink right after waking up. Many of my patients were active, sharp, even healthy on paper. But one morning, everything changed. A sudden slur in their speech, a drop of the coffee cup, a blank stare. And in an instant, their world and their family's world was never the same. The truth is, most seniors don't realize how vulnerable the brain is after sleep. Overnight, your body becomes mildly dehydrated. Your blood gets thicker. Oxygen delivery to the brain slows down. And if your first sip of the day makes things worse, you're stepping into danger without even knowing it. To make matters worse, many of the drinks we believe are healthy fruit juices, flavored coffees, or zero-sugar sodas can silently constrict arteries, spike blood pressure, and reduce blood flow to the brain. But here's the good news. A few small changes can make a world of difference. In the next section, I'll show you one of the most common, harmless drinks, and why it might be setting the stage for a stroke. You don't have to give up your morning routine. You just need to understand what your aging brain really needs when the day begins. And I'm here to guide you step by step. I know it feels like a gentle way to start the day, especially in warmer weather. A chilled iced coffee, maybe with a little cream, maybe sweetened just right. But what most seniors don't realize is this: that refreshing sip might be one of the worst things for your brain. See, when you drink sweetened iced coffee, especially from a coffee shop or store-bought bottle, you're not just getting caffeine. You're also getting a surge of sugar, artificial creamers, and hidden sodium all in one cup. And that's where the real problem begins. Within minutes, the sugar and caffeine combination causes your blood sugar to spike, your blood vessels to tighten, and your heart to start working overtime. It's like flooring the gas pedal on an old engine. It can run hot, fast, and dangerously unstable. Studies show that this combo thickens your blood, raises your blood pressure, and puts extra strain on your arteries, especially during the first hours after waking, when your body is already in a slightly dehydrated, vulnerable state. To make matters worse, many flavored creamers are loaded with sodium and chemicals that silently increase inflammation and stiffness in your arteries. The result? A much higher risk of blood clots and reduced oxygen flow to your brain. But here's the hopeful part. You don't have to give up coffee. If you love that iced coffee moment, make it at home. Use unsweetened cold brew, add a splash of unsweetened almond milk or oat milk, and skip the flavored syrups and creamers. You'll still get the taste you love, without the hidden danger. It's a simple swap, but for aging blood vessels and a tired heart, it can make all the difference. In the next part, we'll look at another drink that pretends to be healthy but floods your system with sugar before your breakfast even hits the table. It says 100% juice on the label. It has pictures of oranges, apples, maybe a splash of berries. So it must be healthy, right? Not quite. The truth is, most packaged fruit juices are nothing more than sugar bombs, especially dangerous for anyone over 60. They may come from real fruit, but by the time they reach your glass, something essential is missing: the fiber. Without fiber, all that natural sugar goes straight into your bloodstream, especially dangerous when your stomach is still empty after a night's sleep. This creates a rapid glucose spike, followed closely by a sudden rise in blood pressure. And for aging arteries that may already be stiff or inflamed, that's a dangerous way to begin the day. Over time, this pattern wears down your blood vessels, makes them less flexible, and increases the chances of both stroke and heart attack. It's like pouring syrup into your circulation every morning. I've seen so many well-meaning patients, people trying to do the right thing, reach for orange juice, grape juice, or apple juice as a healthy breakfast choice. But what they're really doing is shocking their cardiovascular system when it's least prepared to handle it. And here's what makes it worse. Many of these juices also contain added sugars or natural flavors that push the sugar content even higher. Your brain doesn't need a sugar rush. It needs steady, clean fuel. So, what should you do instead? Eat the whole fruit. An orange, an apple, a handful of grapes with the skin, pulp, and fiber still intact. The fiber slows down sugar absorption, protects your arteries, and supports brain function throughout the day. Or try blending a smoothie using whole fruits, some leafy greens, and maybe a spoonful of chia or flax seeds. Not only does this keep your blood sugar stable, but it also helps reduce inflammation and promote better blood flow to the brain. Juice may look innocent, even helpful, but the truth is, for seniors, it's often doing more harm than good. And the good news? You don't have to give up flavor. You just need to give your body what it was designed to process. In the next part, we'll talk about a type of drink that claims to be sugar-free, but might be even more dangerous than the ones that aren't. I understand the appeal. You're trying to cut sugar. Maybe you're managing diabetes or watching your weight. So you reach for a can that proudly says zero sugar or diet and feel like you've made the smarter choice. But here's the shocking truth. These drinks may be even more dangerous than their sugary cousins, especially for your brain. Most diet sodas are loaded with artificial sweeteners like aspartame, sucralose, or saccharin. These chemicals confuse your metabolism, triggering insulin spikes even though there's no actual sugar. Your brain thinks sugar is coming. Your body gears up to respond, and when no real energy arrives, it creates a cascade of imbalances. But it doesn't stop there. A large-scale study published in Stroke, a journal of the American Heart Association, found that people over 60 who drank diet sodas daily had a significantly higher risk of stroke and dementia, even when compared to those who drank regular sodas. Yes, you read that right. Artificial sweeteners may avoid calories, but they don't avoid consequences. They've been linked to increased risk of blood clots, atrial fibrillation, memory decline, and changes in brain chemistry that affect cognition and focus. And here's something many people miss. These drinks also dehydrate you. Caffeine and phosphoric acid in sodas act as diuretics, pulling water out of your cells. For seniors who are already prone to mild dehydration after sleep, this makes blood thicker, slower, and more likely to form dangerous clots. So what's the safer alternative? If you enjoy the fizz, try sparkling water. Add a few slices of lemon or lime for flavor. Even better, toss in a splash of pure cranberry juice, not the sweetened kind, just enough to give a tangy, refreshing lift. Your brain doesn't need artificial tricks. It needs clean hydration, steady energy, and a break from chemical overload. In the next part, we'll explore another group of drinks that promise energy and hydration, but often deliver the exact opposite, especially for an aging heart. They sit on grocery shelves with flashy labels, words like boost, focus, hydrate, fast, and when you're feeling tired or sluggish in the morning, it's tempting to reach for one. But for older adults, these energy and sports drinks often do far more harm than good. Let's start with energy drinks. They're loaded with caffeine, taurine, and other stimulants. Now, a small dose of caffeine isn't always harmful, but many of these drinks contain 2 to 3 times more caffeine than a regular cup of coffee. That much stimulation can suddenly raise your heart rate, increase blood pressure, and in some cases, trigger irregular heart rhythms, a dangerous mix if your cardiovascular system is already under strain. Taurine, another common additive, amplifies these effects. It acts like a turbo boost for your nervous system. For younger bodies, maybe that's manageable. But for those over 60, it's like throwing fuel on a fragile fire. Then there are sports drinks. They might seem safer, but they often contain high sodium, artificial colors, and sugar substitutes. This combination can dehydrate your cells, cause fluid imbalances, and harden blood vessels over time. And here's something I see far too often. Seniors using these drinks thinking they're hydrating. But what they're really doing is stressing their kidneys, overworking their heart, and reducing the very blood flow the brain needs to stay sharp. So what should you do instead? If you're feeling sluggish in the morning, try a simple glass of warm water with a slice of lemon and a pinch of Himalayan salt. This gentle mix provides electrolytes, supports circulation, and hydrates without the chemicals. It's what your brain and heart actually crave. Not artificial energy, but calm, steady support. Your body isn't looking for a jolt, it's looking for balance, and the right morning drink can provide exactly that without the stroke risk. Up next, we'll talk about the single most common mistake, the one that's not about what you drink, but what you forget to drink. Before the coffee, before the juice, before anything else touches your lips, your body is begging for water. And yet, this is the most common mistake I see in patients over 60. They wake up, maybe take a few pills, maybe go straight for breakfast, but they skip that first glass of water. And what seems like a harmless oversight can actually be the most dangerous moment of the day. Here's why. After 7 or 8 hours of sleep, your body is mildly dehydrated. You haven't had a single drop of fluid. Meanwhile, your kidneys have been working, your skin has lost moisture through breathing, and your blood has slowly become thicker. Thicker blood means slower flow, and slower flow means less oxygen reaching your brain, especially in those first fragile minutes of the morning. Your heart now has to pump harder to push that dense blood through vessels that may already be stiff or narrowed. This silent strain dramatically increases your risk of blood clots, mini strokes, or worse, a full-blown ischemic stroke, the kind that steals memory, movement, and independence in seconds. And the scary part? You may not feel thirsty. That's because our thirst signals weaken with age, and by the time you feel it, it's often too late. But there's a simple, powerful fix. Drink 1 full glass of plain room temperature water as soon as you wake up. No ice, no fancy flavors, just water. This simple act rehydrates your blood, flushes out toxins, supports circulation, and gives your brain the oxygen it desperately needs to function safely. I've had patients come back months later and say, "Dr. Porter, that one change, that glass of water, it changed everything." And they're right. It's the easiest, cheapest, most overlooked stroke prevention tool we have. No prescription needed. So tomorrow morning, before anything else, give your body what it's quietly asking for. It might just save your life. In our final part, I'll help you build a simple morning ritual that protects your brain, supports your heart, and keeps you strong, one safe sip at a time. So now you know the truth. Not all morning drinks are created equal. And for those of us over 60, the first few sips of the day can either protect the brain or quietly put it at risk. But knowledge is only powerful if we act on it. So here's what I recommend: a simple daily ritual to support your heart, sharpen your brain, and lower your stroke risk without needing pills, powders, or expensive supplements. Step 1. Start your morning with 1 full glass of plain, room temperature water. Not cold, not fizzy, just clean water. This rehydrates your blood, gets oxygen flowing to your brain, and prepares your body for the day ahead. Step 2. If you enjoy coffee, make it at home. Use unsweetened cold brew or black coffee with a splash of plant-based milk. No syrups, no whipped cream, no flavored creamers. Step 3. Avoid bottled juices, diet sodas, or energy drinks. Instead, choose fresh fruit, fiber-rich smoothies, or even warm lemon water with a pinch of salt if you need a gentle energy lift. It doesn't take a huge lifestyle overhaul, just a shift in priorities from taste and habit to function and protection. And I want to share a story. A patient of mine, let's call her Linda, 8 years old, came to me after a minor stroke. She had no family history, no major health conditions, and her blood pressure was only slightly elevated. But every morning, she drank store-bought iced coffee with cream and flavored syrup, followed by a glass of orange juice. No water, no balance. After her stroke, we looked closely at her habits, and she was shocked when I explained how her beloved drinks were silently thickening her blood and starving her brain of oxygen. We made one simple change. Water first, homemade drinks after. 3 months later, she came back smiling. "I feel sharper, steadier. Even my balance is better," she told me. And, most importantly, no more stroke symptoms. That's the power of a morning ritual done right. It's not just about avoiding danger. It's about reclaiming control over your health, one sip at a time. In the final part, I'll leave you with a message I share with every patient who's ever felt too old, too tired, or too far gone to make a change. Because you're never too late to protect your brain. If there's one thing I've learned after decades in medicine, it's this. Small changes save lives. Not always in dramatic ways, not with sirens or surgery, but in quiet, consistent choices, like that first sip in the morning. You don't need to overhaul your entire lifestyle overnight. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to begin. And the best place to start is with the first drink that touches your lips each day. A glass of water. A wiser coffee choice. Avoiding the trap of sugary health drinks. These are not just habits. They're acts of protection, of self-care, of love for yourself, and for the people who count on you. And if you've been watching this and thinking, "I've already made too many mistakes," I want you to hear this clearly. It's not too late. Your brain hasn't given up on you. Your body is still listening. And one smart morning could be the beginning of a safer, stronger tomorrow. You're not alone in this. There are thousands of others, just like you, rebuilding their health, one step at a time. Some starting at 60, others at 80. The important thing is, they started, and so can you. If this video gave you a moment of clarity or hope, please hit like, share it with someone you care about, and subscribe for more simple science-backed tips made for real people in their 60-second, 70-second, and beyond. And if you've already made the switch to a healthier morning habit, I'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and inspire someone else to take that first step. Because your next drink really does matter. And so do you.